When I first moved into the neighborhood, I was looking forward to a fresh start. It was the kind of place where people kept their lawns neat, cars were parked perfectly in driveways, and families gathered outside on warm evenings. It should be felt welcoming. But from the very beginning, something felt off. Maybe it was the silence. Even during the day, the street was too quiet. No kids playing, no dogs barking, no distant sound of a lawnmower humming. Just an unnatural stillness that sat heavy in the air. And then there was the house next door. It didn't match the rest of the neighborhood. The other houses were modest, warm, inviting. But this one, it was big, too big, looming over the others like an ancient monolith. The paint was faded, the windows dark, and the yard looked as if it hadn't been touched in years. No car in the driveway. No lights at night. No signs of life. At first, I figured it was abandoned. Maybe a foreclosure, or some reclusive old person living alone. But over time, I started to notice things. Little things. Like how the mailbox was always empty, even though I never saw a mail carrier skip it. Or how, late at night, I'd feel some presence watching me from the upper windows. I never saw anyone, but I felt them. Then there was the light. One evening, I was outside getting something from my car when I saw it. A faint glow from an upstairs window, flickering like a candle. It lasted maybe a few seconds, then vanished. I stood there, staring, heart pounding. Someone was inside. Had they always been there? The next morning, my curiosity got the better of me. I decided to go over and introduce myself. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe I'd knock on the door, and some grumpy old man would answer, annoyed that I'd interrupted his solitude. I walked up the driveway, gravel crunching beneath my shoes. Up close, the house looked even worse, paint peeling, weeds choking the front steps. I knocked. Nothing. I knocked again. Louder. Still nothing. I was about to turn back when the door opened. Just a few inches. No sound. No movement inside. Just a sliver of darkness beyond the doorway. "Hello," I called out. Silence. I waited, suddenly uneasy. The air coming from inside was cold, not like a draft, but unnaturally cold, like stepping into a basement in the dead of winter. I should be left. I wanted to leave. But then I heard something. A whisper. It was so soft I almost thought I imagined it. A faint, breathy voice drifting from deep within the house. "You shouldn't be here." A chill crawled up my spine. I stepped back, heart hammering. The whisper had come from upstairs. And then, footsteps. Soft. Slow. Coming from the second floor. I didn't wait to see who or what it was. I turned and ran. The moment I crossed the threshold, the door slammed shut behind me. I spun around. The house was dark again. Silent. Had I imagined it? Had the door ever really opened that night? I locked every door, every window, but no matter how many times I told myself it was nothing, I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't alone. Because as I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, heart pounding, I felt it again. That same, heavy presence. Watching. Not from the hallway. Not from the street. But from just outside my bedroom window. I forced myself not to look. Not to breathe. And then, a soft tap on the glass. Once. Twice. I squeezed my eyes shut, every muscle in my body frozen. The tapping stopped. I didn't sleep that night. And the next morning, when I finally got the courage to check, there was a single handprint on the glass. Smudged. Wrong. Not a normal handprint. Too long. Too thin. The fingers stretched too far, pressing deep into the glass. And the worst part, it was on the inside. I packed my bags that day. I didn't tell anyone why. And when I left, I didn't look back. Because somehow, I knew that if I did, I'd see someone watching. And this time, they wouldn't be behind the window. They'd be standing right behind me.